Paul Joy here. I am so excited about you joining me today on this show. In spite of what is going on with the threat of Armageddon, with the threat of inflation, and all the things that are happening in the world today, you and I can have peace that passes human understanding. Peace that passes human understanding. And so my show is about money. It's about real estate, about mortgages and insurance. But today I want to share with you another side of me. It's a spiritual side of me that you may not know about. About 1986, Jesus Christ came into my life and changed my life completely. And I'm alive today because of him. And I want to share this with you. Lately, I've decided to put my spirit first and not my body, and not my soul, my spirit first, because I realize, I know I am a spirit that has a soul that lives in the body. I am a spirit that has a soul that lives in the body. If I put in that order, if I put myself in that order, I can move mountains. I can have peace that passes human understanding. I can have joy unspeakable and full of glory. So I cannot wait but to share this with you today. But before we do that, I want you to just relish a song I put together many years ago. Just enjoy it a little bit before I come to talk to you today, what I want to share with you, which is basically, without sacrifice, there is no glory. Without sacrifice, there's no glory. So you want to stay tuned today to this show. You want to listen to it. And I want to hear from you after the show. Call me anytime at 415-510-0127. 415-510-0127. This is Paula Joy. Stay tuned and just enjoy the music. All right, Paula Joy here. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm very excited about what I'm going to share with you today. So the topic of my share today is there is no glory without sacrifice. There is no glory without sacrifice. The greater the sacrifice, the greater the glory. Let me tell you how this came about. So I was praying this morning, and I was reading the book of Mark, and I think it was chapter 9. I came across where, the disciples were asking Jesus. Okay, so Jesus has been famous, going around and preaching the gospel, and actually going around and healing people and doing great things in people's lives. Jesus has been doing that. And everywhere he went, people were amazed. People were stunned. People were stunned, right? He was just healing the sick, okay? And healing all kinds of ailments. Jesus was healing the blind, the lepers were cleansed, and the dead were raised. I mean, the demons were released from the minds of people. There was this demoniac. There was this guy who was possessed immensely, that he was put in chains, and he would break those chains, and he lived in a cemetery. And this guy was huge and so powerful. The enemy had taken everything from him, but Jesus was able to release him from the fangs of the enemy. And everywhere he went, not only did he speak with authority, but he also delivered people from all kinds of things. A woman with an issue of blood, and Jesus did all kinds of miracles, and he was famous everywhere he went. And I imagine if Jesus were to be alive today in person, that he would be the most famous person, because in spite of our technological advancements, we are still having problems. People are having mental problems. People are having ailments, cancer. People are having all kinds of stuff. But Jesus just say the stuff. People are still blind. And Jesus spit and put his hands on your eyes, and the eyes will open. Even in Silicon Valley, people are still deaf. Jesus was able to heal the deaf. People are blind. Jesus was able to open the eyes of the blind. People are mentally sick. I see them all the time. Go to Oakland, go to San Francisco. They're shooting drugs and stuff like that. People are destitute, even in America, so-called the most, the greatest country in the world. Okay, I don't care where you are. You can be in Africa. You can be in Europe. You can be in Japan, in Asia, in South America. It can be the most affluent family, but you have a problem. There's going to be somebody in your family that has a problem. Okay? So Jesus was doing all these things, and his disciples were mesmerized. The disciples most of them were fishermen, were mesmerized that Jesus doing all these wonderful things. And now they're sitting down with him, and they're asking him in Mark chapter 9 and verse 10. Okay, actually not verse 10. Let's look at this one. But they kept quiet, because on the way there, they argued about who was the greatest. They argue who is the greatest. Okay, so Jesus is, of course, the greatest, but they are following Jesus, and they are asking themselves, who is the greatest among the 12? And Jesus answered and said, anyone who wants to be the first must be the very last and the servant of all. Everyone who wants to be the first must be the very last and the servant of all. Can you imagine that? Jesus saying, we got to be servants. As a politician, what do you want to do? You want to serve people. You don't want to be the Lord, the dictator. You want to serve people. You don't want to lord over people and do things that people don't want and terrorize people, terrorize your country. You want to do what people want. You are a servant of the people. People are not your servants. If you're a king or queen, you are a servant of the people and not the Lord of the people, right? Look at this. In Philippians chapter 2, imitating Christ's humility. So Philippians chapter 2, in your relationship with one another, this is verse 5, have the same mindset as Christ Jesus. Have the same mindset as Christ Jesus, who being in very nature God, right, did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage. Who being in very nature God did not consider equality with God something to be used to his own advantage. Rather, he made himself nothing. That means became a servant, right? Taking the very nature of a servant, being made in human likeness, he humbled himself And being found in appearance as a man, he humbled himself by becoming obedient to death. He is a servant. He came to serve mankind, right? He came to die. He washed their feet, his disciples' feet. All right. Even death on the cross. Therefore, now watch this. Therefore, God highly exalted him above every other name. Okay, and gave him a name above every other name, exalting him to the highest place, and gave him a name above every other name. That at the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow, every tongue confess that Jesus is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. There is no glory without sacrifice. There is no glory without sacrifice. The greater the sacrifice, the greater the glory. Look at basketball players. Oh, I love the Warriors. Okay, but the best of them are those who sacrifice. Do you think it happened overnight? It does not happen overnight. It comes because they sacrifice. If the newbies, if the rookies want to be as good as Stephen Curry, as good as Klay Thompson's, then what are they going to do? They're going to be, if they got to follow in the footsteps of these great players. They got to sacrifice. They got to sacrifice because they got to go the extra mile. Because without sacrifice, without going the extra mile, guess what? It is not worth it. Whoa, without doing bigger things, things that are uncomfortable, without getting out of your comfort zone, hallelujah, you cannot do well. Who watches a team that doesn't play or doesn't win? Who watches a team that doesn't win? But when you win, the whole world conspires to see you succeed even more. When you succeed, the whole world conspires to see you succeed even more. If a company is doing very well, guess what? You're going to have more applicants wanting to join your company. If a restaurant is doing very well, you're going to have more people wanting to come to your restaurant. That's just it. Hallelujah. Therefore, I'm saying this. There is no sacrifice, or there is no glory without sacrifice. There's absolutely no glory without sacrifice. You want to have glory? Hallelujah. Sacrifice. You want to have more glory? Sacrifice more. If you want to build a building as tall as you want it to be, what do you do to the foundation? You go deep. If you want to build a beautiful building, what do? Hire the best architect, hire the best structural engineer. If you want to build a building, hallelujah, what do? You become friends with the city council, you become friends with the planners, you become friends with the city and all those people that work there. You become friends with them. But have the best attitude, the servant attitude. Give them what they want. Give them what they want, and you get what you want. Give them what they want, and you will get what they want. Give them what they want, and you get what you want. Be a servant. Have the best attitude. Have the best humility. Have the best ever attitude. You want to be a politician? What do? Go the extra mile. Be the servant. Even be ready to be spat on. Yes. Be the servant. Go the extra mile. Do better than your opponent. Are you a cleaner? Are you a cleaner? Is your job to clean people's offices and people's homes? When you clean, do it as to the Lord. Imagine this. Okay, let's go back to the Bible. This is Jesus performing all kinds of miracles. And as I said, if Jesus were to be alive today in person, he would be the most popular person ever. And everywhere he goes, people will want to talk to him. Everywhere he goes, people just come. They'll bring, like they did back then. They brought their children or the sick people. There was one group, okay? Their friend was paralyzed, and they heard that Jesus was in town. And guess what? Where Jesus was, in the house where Jesus was, there was no room. And so what they decided to do was to go to the roof, okay, and open a hole and then drop their friend through the ceiling. And guess what happened? They dropped their friend to the ceiling, and Jesus saw the faith. And that friend, the paralyzed friend, was healed. Yes, he was healed. That's sacrifice right there. These guys are willing to sacrifice. What is the thing that you're called to do? What is the thing that you're called to do? In America, I hear that 85% of the people don't like the jobs. 85% of the people don't love the jobs. And there's what they call the great resignation. Imagine kids are even before they're 5 years old. What are they doing? They got to go to kindergarten, whatever, and preschool and all that stuff. And then they go to elementary school. They go to elementary school and they go to junior high school and then they go to high school and they got all that homework, all that kind of stuff, endless amount of homework. And then they graduate. Then they go to university. They go to college and they spend time there. And some of them go and get MDs. They become doctors. They become doctors. And guess what happens? Some of them still don't love their jobs. How come that you spend all these many years and now you're a doctor and you don't love your job? Guess what? As a doctor, treat this. If you treat the patient, that patient that is in front of you, as if that patient is the only patient that you have. Okay? If you treat that patient with all love, with all compassion, if you show that patient that you really care, put your hand on the shoulder, on the head, on the forehead. Oh, they'll see the compassion in your heart. If you leave your home, doctor, if you leave your home every day, it's like, how can I be a servant today? How can I be a servant today? I tell you, your fame will grow because they'll see it. The patient will give you great reviews. If you're a real estate agent and you're serving the seller, you're the pilot that is serving the seller. The seller is going to sell that property. They lived there for a long time, and now they want to sell that property. You are going to be that person that's going to help them throughout that process. Can be there for that time. It's as if they are the most important person in the world. The most important person in the world, because you're going to be with them for the next 30 days, the next 45 days. That's it. So show your absolute attention to them. Show your absolute attention to them. Are you a loan processor? Are you a loan processor? Treat that file with utmost importance. Treat that file with utmost importance, as if that file is the only file that you have. Are you a loan officer? Treat that client as if this is the only person that you have. Communicate with them on a regular basis. Go the extra mile. Sacrifice. Because without sacrifice, there is no glory. And when you do this, when you sacrifice, guess what's going to happen? That client will be so happy with you. They are going to tell other people about you. You're going to have great reviews. You're going to have great reviews. You want to take your company to the top? Be a servant, not a master. Be a servant, not a master. I am talking to employees, and I'm also talking to the employers. You spend all those years in school. You spend all those years in school, and you're spending 8 hours at a place of work, and it's become a drudgery for you. I would say sacrifice. Give it your best shot. Imagine this. Like I was saying, Jesus went around and was preaching. He was the most famous person. And Mary, Jesus is coming to Mary's house. God, what does the sister do? Martha would do what? I'm sure she cleaned the plate because the master is coming to her. The master is coming to her. The master is coming to her house. Imagine if Elon Musk was coming to you. You are a assembly line person, worker. And you heard that Elon Musk is coming today to observe you work at Tesla. Is your attitude going to be the same, or is it going to, wow, I'm sure it's going to be the same. But guess what? The guy that is your supervisor is the representative of Elon Musk. So every day, and it's like, whether or not that supervisor is watching over you or not watching over you, guess what? Give it your best shot every day. Give it your best shot every day. Put on the best attitude when you go to work. Put on the best attitude when you go to work. Do it as if you're doing it for the boss. Do it as if you're doing it for God. Do it as if you're doing it for your mother, whoever you love the most. Do that job as if you're doing that job for that person. Actually, your life depends on it. Your life depends on it. You listen to me right now. Your life depends on that job. And guess what? If you sacrifice, if you go the extra mile, everybody's going to notice that. If you say, how can I make this job that I have right now the best ever? How can I be the best ever? Imagine there's an award. There's an award that's coming to you. And just imagine, I mean, if your company doesn't have an award, it doesn't have that annual award, but let's say there is an award, and what's going to happen is that you want to win the grand prize. The grand prix is going to come to you. The grand prize is going to come to you. You want to win that. See, imagine you're an actor, and your goal is, the ultimate crown is to win the Oscar. And every year they have that ceremony, Oscar, where everybody dresses very well, and the best of the best are there to celebrate the work of the year. And if you were the actor, where you're an actor in a film, and this film, you love the script so much, and you're acting for that crown, you got to do whatever it takes. You're going to be the last person to go home. You're going to memorize every line of that script. You got to do whatever it takes. You got to get used to that character. You got to talk to the writer of that character. You got to talk to the director. You got to talk to the producer. You got to talk to everybody's involved. How can you be a servant? How can you make this movie the best ever? It doesn't come by being the Lord. It comes by being the servant. Today we're talking about there is no glory without sacrifice. There is no glory without sacrifice. When we come back, we're going to continue. We'll talk about the greater the sacrifice, the greater the glory. The greater the sacrifice, the greater the glory. So I've always maintained that my show is about education, enrichment, and empowerment. Education, enrichment, and empowerment. And I hope that the first segment of today's show enriched you, educated you, and empowered you. So today I talked about glory, and that there is no glory without sacrifice. And the greater the sacrifice, the greater the glory. If you want to build a tall mansion, what do you have to do? You have to go deeper. Your foundation must be deeper. If you want to be a developer in a city, you have to be great friends with the people in the planning division, people in the building department, people with a planning commission, people with the city council. You got to be friends with the mayor, friends with other people who are the power brokers in that city. It makes your life easier. That's some kind of sacrifice. Some people you may not even like. Some people you may not even get along with. But if you have a servant heart, I bet people will go the distance for you. It comes with an attitude. Servant heart is an attitude. How can I help this city with a problem that they have? What is a problem in the city? Is it homelessness? Is it affordability? Okay, inaffordability of housing? Is it congestion? What is a problem that people have? What is a problem that city has? And how are you bringing about a solution as a servant? Not with arrogance, but with humility, with a purpose, with joy, with peace. What is a problem that your company has? How are you going to solve that problem? What is a problem that your boss has? How can you be a servant and solve that problem? If you put your whole heart into it, in the era of great resignation, if you put your whole heart into serving the person that's in front of you, whether that person is a client, maybe you're self-employed, you're a lawyer, you're a doctor, you are, I don't care, you work at Safeway, you work at Subway, you work at a mall. That person in front of you is the most important person at that moment. At that moment, that person is the most important person. You serve them, but it starts with an attitude from your home. An attitude from your home, your purpose in your heart. You are going to be a superstar in terms of your attitude. A superstar in terms of your attitude. It starts with on your knees. Say, God, purify me. God, make me the best person I can ever be. I want to be a servant today. I want to serve the people that are in front of me. I want to serve the people that are in front of me, the people that you bring along my path today, the people you bring to me today. I want to be a servant to them. And you do that every day. It's not rocket science. You do that every day. It's not rocket science. You will start to see great results. You start to see great results. You start to see great results. It starts with your mindset. It starts with your humility. It starts with your heart. And start with asking God. Say, ask and ye shall receive. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and the door shall be opened unto you. It starts with that. Maybe your heart is hardened right now. Maybe your heart is so as what? Solid as a stone, as a rock. But guess what? It can become soft. It can become soft. It starts with an attitude. It starts with coming. It's your wife will feel it. Your husband will feel it. Your child will feel it. Your relatives will feel it. They'll feel the love, the glow on your face. They will see it. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket. It comes with making that decision. Just like you made the decision to go to school, you made the decision to get married, made the decision to get a job. Oh, that the world will start being servants. That the world will be servants and serve. Can you imagine this? Okay, you're at an airport, some beautiful airport. Imagine, beautiful airport. And you're waiting for your flight. And you're dressed up really nice, looking good, right? And that guy is there. He's also dressed nice, that's respect, right? And he's shining your shoes. He's shining your shoes. And you see, man, this is good. And he had his smile on his face. This guy is shining your shoes. It's right there. It's like kneeling before you. This guy is shining your shoes. And he has the best attitude ever. Are you going to give him a tip? Sure. Imagine this. Now you arrive in Bali Island in Indonesia, and you at the airport, they come to welcome you with their traditional songs and traditional garb. And they take you to this beautiful island. And you got all the food, all the entertainment, the music, and you have the spa. And you go to the spa. The attitude. They take care of you. Oh, imagine this. You're flying from Taiwan to Amsterdam. And you fly first class. And that flight attendant is taking care of you as if you're a baby. Just you. She gives you the best food. You sleep like a baby. You arrive in Amsterdam. It's like you just slept. There's no jet lag at all. There's no jet lag. Now imagine this is you now. Those people are paid to give that attitude. Imagine you are paid to do that job. You are paid to do that job. So you're going to give it your best shot every day. And it says here, decide your habits, decide your future. Decide your habits, decide your future. Your habit could be your attitude. Your habit could be your servant spirit. Your habit could be your what? That you be the first at your place of work, that you're never late. Your habit could be that as a student, you are the first in class and you always in front. You don't sit in the back. You sit at the front of the class, not the back. When the teacher is teaching, you are not fidgeting with stuff. You don't have the phone on you. You're totally dedicated to listening to that teacher. I remember when I was a student in England, and at some point I I asked my teacher, why didn't I do very well in this test? That was my history teacher. Why did I do very well, and how could I do better? I've always believed in sitting in the front of the class. I don't care all the students, whatever they're doing, man. I'm here. I'm the master of my destiny, right? I don't know what plans they have. I have my plan I'm a student. I got to be the best. I got to be in front. I got to be the head and not tail. So I got to be a servant. What does the teacher want? The teacher wants attention. The teacher wants a student that has the best grades or to have good grades. I did not have good grades that day. And guess what? As a teacher, how can I do better? What did I do wrong? And he told me what to do. I was the top of the class. I was the top of that class. And it does not matter whether you're white or black or whatever, fat or whatever. It does not matter. It's attitude. Nobody's smarter. No race is superior to another race. Nothing like that. Okay? It's attitude. It's attitude. It's habits. It's sacrifice. What was that sacrifice? Just listen to the teacher. What does he want? I'll give him what he wants. And man, that sacrifice is taking that first step. You say, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with that first step. That step could be your attitude. That step could be my attitude. The attitude today we're talking about is being a servant. Attitude we're talking about today is doing it as if you're doing it to the most important person in the world. Like I said, if you worked at Tesla and you heard that Elon Musk was coming to observe your work that day, your attitude is going to change.
let's say you had a whole week. What are you going to do? You got to clean up everything. Oh, no, okay. Why don't you do it as if Elon Musk is coming? Why don't you do it every day as if Elon Musk is coming? You'll be noticed. You'll be noticed. Give people what they want, and you get what you want in return. All things being equal. All things being equal. So at your place of work, give the boss, okay, the supervisor, what he wants. Actually, give him more than what he wants, more than what she wants. Go the extra mile. Give the seller more than what she wants, the seller of the property, if you're a realtor. Give the borrower more than what she wants, if you're a loan officer, if you're a processor. Give your customers more than what they want. Make your place look very clean, very inviting. Get some drinks for them. And now, let me address bosses. Okay, so we talked about servants. You, as a boss, your company is worth nothing without your employees. Your company is worth nothing without employees. With your employees, your company is worth a lot. You can have all the technology, you can have all the tools, you can have the most beautiful building, but if you don't have the people that work at this company, if you don't have the staff, your company is worth nothing. If you don't have the engineers, if you don't have the salespeople, if you don't have the marketing people. But guess what? You can have all these people, but if you are not stooping down to them like Jesus did, if you're not washing their feet, if they don't feel like you take care of them, their attitude will change. So you got to give them everything. Oh, Facebook gives them the food. Google does the same thing. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Can you imagine that? That's why they want to work there. How about if the supervisors in those companies also stoop down and listen to the needs of these employees? It's not just food. What if somebody deliberately, what if they had a culture where they want to find out how is everyone doing? I call you frog, right? You're going to find out about their family. Nobody asked me about my family when I was working at Cynics. They never asked me about my family. You just come to work. No wonder 85% of the people don't like their jobs. Maybe you can give them all the food, you're feeding their body, but what about their soul? How about their spirit? How about if you, as an employer, had something, some culture, they call it culture, but if it could touch people's souls, if it could touch their spirits, if it could touch their souls and their spirits, what if you had somebody in the company that is dedicated to the happiness of the employees? Not just the food, which is important, but it's really the psychological part, the spiritual part. Somebody who really cared about his people. And maybe once a quarter, talks to them about their family, their recreation, their occupation, their goals. Instead of doing a review at the end of the year and try, okay, this you did well, this you did bad. This is what the people complain about you. How about if you did it every quarter? What about if you did it every quarter to find out how they're really doing, that you really care? They know that you really care. And you have these employee awards. The person that really sacrificed. You have different categories. Okay? They have the Oscars, they have the Emmys, they have the whatever out there. Do you have that in your company? Do we have that in our company where we're rewarding people based on their performance, based on their attitude, based on their sacrifice, based on these things, how they contributed to the company and the company culture and the book. I'm talking about the pocketbook, the bank account. Because I believe that if we have people in our companies that are happy people, that are joyful people, oh my goodness, imagine having a company that's like heaven on earth. You listen to me now. I don't know whether you are an employee or you are an employer. I don't care whether you work for the private sector or the government. This message is for everyone, whether you are an employee or you are an employer. As an employee, you have an attitude to make the company work. Because when it works, you work. You understand? When the environment is conducive, don't just be a whistleblower. Go to work every day with an attitude to make the place shine. The glory to fall in that company. And as an employer, how can you make this company shine? You had a vision to solve a problem in the world. You had a vision to solve a problem in the world. And you got people now who are helping you to unravel that vision. You got people now who are helping you to unravel that vision. Those are the most, I would say, precious commodity, if I can say so. The biggest asset is your people. How can you go every day? You are the CEO. Wait a minute. You are what? The Chief Happiness Officer. Oh, yeah. CHO. Forget about Chief Executive Officer. Now you're the Chief Happiness Officer. The Chief Joy Officer. You want everybody that works for you to be happy, to love the jobs. Go down to the lowest person, because oftentimes it's the lowest person that actually works the hardest. The lowest person works the hardest. I used to work as cynics when I came to this country. And guess what? The people on the factory floor work the hardest. I bet the boss never went down to the factory floor to thank any of those people. Never. I don't remember a time I met with a boss at all. Even the people in the HR department never ever dealt with, how do you feel? How's work? I worked there for 4 years. Nobody ever asked me, Paul, how is it going? Right? How is it going? It's about time that companies change their culture by putting employees first, by having people in the company whose duty is actually to ensure that employees are happy. If they're going through some stuff, find out. Find out if they're going through stuff. Are they happy where they are? First of all, you got to put the right people in the right positions. And you got to ask them questions, not only about their education, about their experience. You got to ask them, this is a culture. Are you ready, willing, and able to take this company to solve this problem that we're trying to solve in this company? Are you able, willing, and ready to do that? I'm sure if companies did that, oh my goodness, we'll have more glorious companies. People will just rush to go to work and love it and not quit. Hallelujah. People will rush. If you are a pastor, and listen to me, and you're at a church, I'm sure if you put people first, if you're a servant of the people, and you really want to know about their lives, their families, in their recreation, their occupation, their goals, their spiritual goals, their material goals, if there's somebody dedicated to doing that, that church will grow, will blossom. That environment will shine. It's like bringing heaven to earth. How amazing can that be? Oh my goodness. As I share this with you, I actually feel the glory now. I feel joy in my heart. I see glow on my face. And I hope this can be the case. That as you listen to this, as you go to work today, your attitude will change. Your attitude will change. You'll be a servant, completely dedicated to making the environment the best that it can ever be. Be the best that you can ever be. Don't care about the person next door. Start with you. They say charity begins at home. It starts with you. Let it start with your heart. Let's start with your heart, not just your head. Let it start with your heart. Love that job, love that environment, love something. Even if you're only going to be there for 3 years, leave an impact, leave a legacy where you are, where you're called to be right now. As an employer, be a servant. And if your employees see that you're stooping from that high place where you're making millions, billions even, and you're coming down to them when they're making only thousands, the elation that they will feel, as they feel that elation, that gets transformed, that energy, that electricity, that current, that love, that joy, that peace flows to you. I hope you will learn something today. I did myself. I thank you so much for being with me today. It was a pleasure. It was a pleasure. God bless you. And we'll see you next time. If you're watching this on YouTube, please forward it to your friends, your colleagues, your relatives, your employee, your employer. Hallelujah. Let this be the beginning of new things. Let it be the first day, like the first day of the rest of your life. I pray now, in Jesus' name. In Jesus' name. The name above every other name. The name that every knee shall bow to, and every tongue confess that he is Lord. The name that is able to do all sorts of things, miracles, created the universe, but he showed his strength, power. He moved mountains, walked on water, laid hands on the sick, cast out demons and stuff, raised the dead, turned water into wine, and yet humbled himself even unto a cross, being a servant. He showed the way. He showed the way. Let's follow the way, being a servant. God highly exalted him and gave him a name above every other name. By the name of Jesus, every knee shall bow, every tongue confess. Start with being a servant. Thank you. God bless you. This is America. We love it.
Interest rates have come up and home values are coming down in most places. Now is a great time to buy. The days of bidding wars seem to be behind us. Don't have money? Don't worry. You can now buy a home in California with little or no money down. There are over 3,000 of these programs across the country and over 350 in California alone. Get up to 10% of the purchase price for your down payment and pay nothing back if your income is 80% of the area's median income. But even if your income is above 80% of the area's median income, you can still get down payment assistance. Get 5% of 3.5% assistance. And beside the down payment assistance, you can also get seller credit, realtor credit, and even lender credit to pay for your closing costs. To find out how you can qualify for this great assistance, call us now at 415-510-0127 or visit us online at themoneymarket.us. The refinance boom is over. But that doesn't mean the mortgage industry is dead. As a matter of fact, we see a new trend swinging in. The pendulum has shifted to buyers, and we expect to see more buyers coming out of the woodworks. These are people who were often outbid and lost out in the bidding wars of the last 10 years. These are people with little or no money down. Now that the market has shifted in their favor, we expect to see a purchase boom down the road. Serve this population segment and make money in the process. Join our team and carve out a system that guarantees you leads and helps you close transactions month after month. But we offer more than transactions. We offer an ecosystem where money works for you and not vice versa, meaning that you don't make money only based on your own and sole efforts. With us, you can make residual income as well. Call us at 415-510-0127 or visit us online at themoneymarket.us.
Do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call. Because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at crazy low prices. They have access to great prices and discounts at over 500 different airlines. Plus 300,000 hotels and rental car companies. Their prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find the best price for you. Call SmartFares today and get ready to see the world with a fat wallet.
800-331-3981. 800-331-3981. 800-331-3981. That's 800-331-3981. Are you like me? You have health insurance, but you don't have dental insurance. Do you need to get to the dentist right away? Maybe you need an implant or some other major service. Well, I found a dental insurance plan that's just right for you. It's called Spirit Dental. Spirit Dental offers a $100 lifetime deductible, a huge network of dentists. And here's the best part. There's no waiting periods. Yeah, that means you can call right now and have real dental insurance for you and your family tomorrow and get that immediate coverage you want. Spirit Dental has plans for just a few dollars a day, up to $5,000 annual maximum, and coverage for implants. Whatever age you are, the dental insurance you need is a free phone call away. Now don't wait, and be sure to ask about Spirit's vision plan. Here's the number: 800-942-7089. 800-942-7089. That's 800-942-7089.
Interest rates have come up and home values are coming down in most places. Now is a great time to buy. The days of bidding wars seem to be behind us. Don't have money? Don't worry. You can now buy a home in California with little or no money down. There are over 3,000 of these programs across the country and over 350 in California alone. Get up to 10% of the purchase price for your down payment and pay nothing back if your income is 80% of the area's median income. But even if your income is above 80% of the area's median income, you can still get down payment assistance. Get 5% of 3.5% assistance. And beside the down payment assistance, you can also get seller credit, realtor credit, and even lender credit to pay for your closing costs. To find out how you can qualify for this great assistance, call us now at 415-510-0127 or visit us online at themoneymarket.us.